few moments ago, I got a chance to get Senator Orrin Hatch on the record about the unemployment benefits extension and his proposal for drug testing of the unemployed. Take a listen. Back here now is Republican Senator Orrin Hatch from Utah, also serves as the ranking member on the Senate Finance Committee. Senator Hatch, President Obama teed off again today on Republicans. He says the GOP would rather cut taxes for the rich than help the unemployed. What is your response?
I don't think he can even get his approach through. I don't think even the Democrats are going to vote for it. The fact is, we'd be smart to just put this, put the tax cuts over for a year, and in the interim time, work together to try and come up with real, true tax reform so that the American people aren't gouged all the time like they are now.
Yes, but Senator, what about the issue of unemployment benefits, which is really what Mr. Obama is driving at? And I want to read you two polls. I'm sure you know this already. The CBS poll just out, 52-39, the public favors extending the unemployment benefits, and the ABC Washington Post poll, 62-36, favors extension. If Republicans oppose extension, aren't you putting yourselves in a bad political spot?
Well, Republicans don't oppose extension. I don't know who would oppose extension for people who are having a difficult time, but we want it paid for. In other words, we brought them down from $130 billion unpaid for on this particular bill down to $33 billion. And all we've said is we had the Republican approach, would have voted for it, he'd had a 100% vote, and that is that if they would just use some of these unused stimulus funds that haven't been working anyway and pay for it, the Republicans would be happy to vote for it. We all want to support people who are having difficulties, even though we understand the longer they're on unemployment, the less likely they are to really aggressively go after jobs.
Well, what is the opposition? What is the opposing thought? Why does the White House oppose using stimulus funds to finance the benefit extension?
Because they're using stimulus funds to give to all of their Democrat friends all over the country. If you look at how they've used a lot of the money, it's to benefit Democrat friends, including Acorn, by the way, which has been proven fraudulent and wrong in many ways in our society today. I mean, look, they've been massaging the unions and all of their liberal Democrat friends with government funds like you cannot believe. And I could even get into the space program and how they're trying to botch up those funds. It's unbelievable.
Senator, why do you want to use this moment over this battle over unemployment extension to apply drug tests to the jobless? Is this the right time to do that? I mean, it may be a great idea in the long term, and businesses are doing this everywhere regarding hiring policies and so forth. But it kind of sounds like if you don't have a job, you're on drugs. I mean, is this what you're trying to say?
Oh, heavens no. The only reason Harry Reid brought that up is to try and get off this subject of how do you pay for unemployment insurance. They just plain don't want to live within their means. And keep in mind, this is an administration now has us to $13 trillion in debt. By 2020, we're going to be $20.3 trillion in debt, and there isn't any effort being made to try and bring spending under control. They want to spend, and they think by doing so, they'll control this country. When the president came in, 40% of the American people don't pay income taxes. The fact of the matter is that's now up to 49%. They want to get it to about 60%, and most of those presently are getting something from the federal government. When you add it all up, you know, if you were really looking at it objectively, you'd say it's a sinister approach to politics that's going to get a natural Democratic Party constituency of 60% of the people who basically depend upon government for everything, and then that means they're going to vote Democratic. Well, I hate to tell you, but that's really what's behind all this.
Last one on this unemployment deal. Why not put a real jobs and growth component in there? You hear all these business CEOs who are at war with the White House. They want a lower corporate tax rate, and they want faster business investment, tax write-offs. That kind of investment would create jobs. Why not add a real jobs creator into this unemployment extension debate?
Boy, have you hit the nail on the head. Now, the quickest way to do that would be to extend the tax cuts for a year while we work on trying to come up with real job growth, real growth in our economy that would help to pay for a lot of this stuff. Frankly, everything they're doing is building a dependency constituency so that they can continue to control this country. And I know that they will say they're not doing that, but yet look at it. How can you conclude otherwise?
Well, is there any hope then for a discussion, a bill, an amendment, an expansion of the jobless benefits to promote business investment, to provide a tax? Mr. Obama has something in there for brand new businesses. Is it possible to universalize that for all businesses?
Well, look at this regulatory reform bill that was passed last Thursday. I mean, a lot of businesses are sitting on the capital because they don't want to expend it till they know just what more they're going to be hit with this administration. More and more regulation, more and more taxes, more and more bureaucracies. I mean, my gosh, it is the most anti-growth administration I've seen in a long time. And I don't see any reason for it, especially since we're having such a difficult time right now. Growth is right. You're absolutely right. We need to do everything we can to grow our economy, and you don't do it by adding more taxes and more bureaucracy and more spending.
Now? Why not put this business investment piece into the unemployment extension bill?
Well, I'm all for that. I think, you know, right now it's very difficult because we only have 41 Republicans in the Senate. They have 59. And it's very difficult for us to put anything in that they don't want. But the fact of the matter is that's going to change, I believe, next November, and hopefully it'll change enough so that we can do some of these things that will grow our economy, pull us out of the mess we're in, make the federal government less intrusive in all of our lives, and get things moving again.
All right, Senator Orrin Hatch, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for